By now, you've probably heard of the phenomenon called Bitcoin. Now, there's another one. It's called OpenCoin. No lack of startups wanting to cash in on the digital currency phenomenon. OpenCoin has just secured the backing of Google Ventures, so a little bit of backup, really backing mojo. And China-based IDG Capital Partners, OpenCoin is the company behind the Ripple currency exchange, which Chief Executive Chris Larsen likens to a free PayPal. I love that idea, if I could do PayPal free. Chris Larsen himself, co-founder and CEO of OpenCoin, joins us from San Francisco, California. Chris, good afternoon to you. So what is OpenCoin exactly? I mean, the folks over at Google, the folks over at IDG seem to see value. Are you a knockoff, a copycat of Bitcoin?
Well, OpenCoin is building the Ripple network, and Ripple is sort of a second iteration of the Bitcoin concept. And we classify Ripple and Bitcoin as what we call math-based currencies, as opposed to virtual currencies. And yeah, we think the world needs these kinds of currencies, and more importantly, the payment systems that sort of come with them. That's what enables the sort of idea of free payments globally to anyone who has an internet connection.
Now, I understand with Bitcoin, because they were sort of the first pioneer and people got to know that name first, you do math algorithms, and if you're smart enough to sort them out, you end up minting your own currency. How exactly does Ripple work? Is it a similar platform?
Yeah, so it's based on the same idea. Math-based currency simply means that the currency itself is defined by a mathematical relationship of servers in a distributed network. So instead of it being controlled by a central authority, whether that be a company or a country, it's based simply on a math relationship. So the idea is that there can never be any more of the currency once the amount has been set. So it can't be debased, for example, and then people can always depend on a predictable number. Ripple and Bitcoin, though, work in different ways. We've saw what Bitcoin has done over the last 4 years. We're really excited by it. We kept the good stuff, and we sort of fixed some of the flaws that we felt could be iterated on, and that's what OpenCoin is trying to do.
Now, how widespread is it going to be? I mean, what can I do? What can I actually do with Ripple right now? What can I transact in, and what is your global audience, your global reach like right now, or is it really very, very nascent early days to be talking in terms like that?
Yeah, you know, it's definitely the early days. There's 100 billion ripples that have been created. About 1 billion of them have been now distributed in the system. But I think what people are now realizing with these math-based currencies is it isn't maybe the currency that is so potentially revolutionary, but really the payment systems that naturally come with them. So the idea that you can make global payments in any currency to anyone, which really should be great for e-commerce, for example. There are irreversible payments, so merchants love that. It's analogous to cash. So what these systems should really do is really help merchants, small businesses, and people lower the cost of doing commerce. And we think that's the most exciting thing about this movement, and that's really what we focused on. So, for example, Ripple is multi-currency. You can use it with math-based currencies, virtual currencies, regular currencies. There's a distributed currency exchange built right into it, and that's what we're excited about.
Well, you know as well as I do, Chris, about all these issues about cyber hacking, privacy intrusions, and that sort of stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff going on the World Wide Web. I mean, because these are, digital-based currencies, what is the potential for embezzlement, theft, basically, all-out malfeasance with a vehicle like yours?
So obviously, the technology is so critical here. I think one of the things that Bitcoin has proven that was really exciting was the cryptography has held up extremely well. It's probably been the most attacked payments network in the world, and it's held up extremely well. And I think it's because of the distributed nature. So in some ways, that makes these systems less vulnerable because they actually work on a very large distributed network throughout the world, all organized by a simple protocol, and again, based on a math relationship. So I think, obviously the early days, but I think we're very excited about the potential that we're seeing.
Best of luck, Chris. Thanks for joining us from San Francisco, California.